Hi guys, Adult Services Librarian Grace here. I am back for our weekly Wednesday book talk. We're here every Wednesday talking about some titles from our collection that we think you'll enjoy. The first title I have this week is called What Comes After by Joanne Tompkins. This story does something that I always really enjoy. It tells the same story from several perspectives. So sort of chapter by chapter, you're bouncing around from one voice to another. And again, hearing the same events told by different people, and it sort of makes you wonder what's true, because not every perspective is the same. So where's the truth in the story? Because what one is hearing may not be what another one intended. The story is sort of revolving around these two deaths that occur. First, one teenage boy is found dead, and then his best friend is found dead. And so it's sort of this unraveling of what happened to them. One was murdered, one died of suicide. Are they connected? How are they connected? And then, there's all the people that we're hearing throughout the story that are connected to these boys and trying to figure out what comes after. It's kind of a great title based on sort of where the story picks up and sort of where it bounces back to as well, because we hear a little bit more about sort of what happened as each boy kind of left these people behind. So this was a really great story, really deep. I mean, it dealt with some heavy emotions on some tough issues, but it was also sort of a coming of age story. It had some family love elements that were unexpected and really made the story very real, I thought. So yeah, a lot going on in this book. I really enjoyed it. So What Comes After by Joanne Tompkins. The second book I have is the most recent by Kathy Reichs. It's called The Bone Code. This just came out last month, and if you haven't read any of the Bones books, I highly recommend kind of starting at the beginning, because the character development is great throughout these stories. There's probably 20 of them by now, and this is the most recent one. The TV show Bones was based on these books, but I have to say that having watched the show before I read these, they're not the same person. The concept is the same, but the character is very different. Temperance Brennan in these books is not the sort of totally socially awkward person that the character on the TV show was. She's a real person who has real relationships, and the rest of it is sort of similar, but a lot more in depth. She really, like I said, develops the characters out really well. So there's some really good relationships between her, the police, her good friends, her partner. So if you haven't read these books, I highly recommend them. This is the most recent one, and it was great. If you've read them before and didn't know that this one had come out, I'm going to recommend it. But if you haven't read any of Kathy's books, I suggest going back to the very beginning, starting with number 1, and you'll have something to do for quite a while, because they're really good. And like I said, there's probably 20 of them to work your way through. So. Okay, those are our books for this week. We'll be back next week with some other titles that we recommend. If you're looking for a recommendation specific to you, you can contact the library, give us a call, or on our website we have something called Discover Your Next Read, where we'll sort of ask some questions about things you've enjoyed or not enjoyed recently and make some recommendations based on that. So feel free to reach out. The library is open 7 days a week. We're back to our normal hours, so come on in, and hopefully we'll see you soon.